All right.
Can't hear.
Hey. Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How's your Friday going?
Um, it's going well. I feel like I'm entering the day like smoothly and slowly, and that's how I like to continue flowing with the day.
Hmm,
How about you?
I'm great. Just another day in the week. So, I wanted to first of all, this is my friend Brianna Gracie. She goes by EvolvingBri on Instagram. So if you want to go check her out, she's done a lot of incredible stuff. But let's go ahead and get right into it. First, let's start with the origin story. Like, what inspired you to come up with Evolving Breed? If you don't mind me asking.
Um, no, of course it's okay to ask. Thank you for thinking of that question. Honestly, uh, I guess as humans, I feel like we're always learning and evolving in general, and the reason I settled on the name Bree is because I've had a lot of different versions of my name, like you said, my full name, and different versions of that have been attached with me and identities of me throughout my life, especially um, with places that I've lived specifically. um, and Bree is one that I feel like was very distant, like from like childhood, and I'm like kind of reclaiming it in this new version of myself. Um, with also the acknowledgement that I want you to be evolving with this version of myself, if that makes sense. So,
Okay,
and that just feels very true to me at this moment.
that's great to hear. Cause I know um, because I know in some of the stuff that you did before. Because I know you've been doing a lot of like spiritual stuff, helping people with like any like day to day problems and inspiration. Any chance you want to dig into more of what you've been doing?
Can I can I ask clarification on the spiritual? What you mean
What I meant
when you
was
say
like
that?
I'm trying to make sure I know the right words for it. You know, like stuff like talking about how just like therapy, like meditation, clearing your mind, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you don't know that, then that's fine.
No, 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 no. There's definitely things I don't know, of course. um, okay. Uh, the things that resonated for me when you asked that question and after like the explanation came is, especially when it comes to stuff I've talked about on social media, I really encourage everyone to spend time in nature and like genuinely like how you would like hanging out with a friend, like hang out with trees and like the passing butterflies and birds that are singing in the trees. Like um, I think animals and plants and stillness can teach a lot. Stillness is something I'm personally working on because I like to move around.
Yeah,
But
yeah. And to be honest,
that's that's an overarching thing. Sorry, go ahead.
that's good. Yeah, I actually agree with some of your points. To be honest, sometimes when I like to go work out, I do go to like parks. Sometimes I don't like being in a building, but sometimes you have to take a break, maybe go to a park, just to like nature or something, just to clear your mind, just get away from everything for a second. Because a lot of stuff can happen in the week, but it's like, well, shoot, I need to take a break from this and try to get myself back together.
Mm. It is a good space to just reset yourself to balance. Do you ever ground?
All right. Um,
Like when you walk with like your bare feet. That's what they call it.
yeah. That's definitely what they call it. I'm changing questions now. So you've been involved with modeling, teaching, and creative work. Um, how did all these patches come together for you?
Um, I feel like all of us are multifaceted, so it just came from me acknowledging the parts of myself that I wanted to embody more. Um, I had always, since college, like been incorporated into like the teaching world, and for a while had like the mindset that like, oh, I can't diverge from that in these other areas because of whatever like stories and limiting beliefs I was telling myself. So then in recent years, I kind of, sorry, that exhale was so much. I just had to release some stuff. But in the following years, I just dove into more of the things that I had been curious about and wanted to do growing up. And modeling has been something that I have returned to quite a bit. Um, and then music is also an area that I've always loved and been interested in, but have recently like allowed myself to fully dive into, and that's been fun.
Okay,
So yeah.
I got you. Um, that's really interesting. I think it's like I think people need to understand like where they need to start at. Understand like the point of why you're doing all of the things that you're doing, so you can understand. Hey, this is what I'm doing to help people, so they can understand where I'm coming from. Um, Next one I want to ask. When you're in moments of doubt or pressure, what grounds you? Faith, routine, community, or something else?
I feel like it depends. 'Cause I feel like it can be a combination of those things, but I feel like at the same time it could also be um, one of those things, particularly that's the most calming, soothing, grounding, um, or like brings the biggest like remembrance to back to like what you're doing. You kind of mentioned that like purpose. I believe I heard you say that. But I wanted to also add with the previous question, uh,
Mm-hmm.
this movie called The Lifeless, I think it is, and that's like a really good concept of um, going after things that make you happy, and it often is listening to what like your inner child or like your younger self wanted in life, and just using that as a good like starting exploration.
Okay, it's really
About
nice.
healing.
Yeah, I might actually go check that movie out. The Lifeless, I never heard about it until I started talking to you.
It's on Netflix.
I'll have to give that a watch. That was like some very important key points that you brought from a movie into what you're talking about now. Very like enlightening for people to look back and be like, hey, this can really like help if like any like if they have like mental health problems or vice versa.
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
I said it's pretty good that you brought this movie We Lifeless because it's nice for people to take a look at so people can understand. Hey, this might help me out because some of these movies do have a lot of life lessons. And I just kind of felt like, hey, this could probably just help me out. Talk to people who have like mental health problems or vice versa, in particular. If you see where I'm coming from.
I can see in the sense because art can be therapy as well, and like movies are an art form, and seeing media that some relate to and are just like feel less alone by the familiarity of an experience. Absolutely, it can be healing in that regard. I agree with that.
Um, Have there been moments in your life where you felt divinely guided, like something bigger was nudging you forward?
I feel like if anyone sits and reflects enough, everyone has had an experience like that. Um, some people may chalk it up to coincidence. Some people may chalk it up to luck. But if something good, especially like a lasting good thing, like either the effects of it or the result of it, it lasts for a while. Like I feel like that itself shows you that you were divinely guided to take actions that led to that.
Yeah, I
My
don't know.
opinion.
I don't know if this might be any help, but because I did, I think you saw that I was mentioning about the Soul movie, um, 2 weeks ago, talking about because listen, I mean, you and I we know each other for a long time, as far as I can remember, like since 2019. I think what happened back then was when I was doing like photo shoots and everything, like videos, meeting people. I think what happened was I was so focused on being standing out and wanting people to see me that I forgot what I was supposed to be there doing. Focus on school, getting my degrees, and be out. And like if you remember like what Dorothea Williams said in that film, saying like, you're already in the ocean. We just have to recognize the water. So
Mm,
I just kind of felt like, well, shoot, all this creating, these videos I'm doing now, this is all like everything else before you get to that part was it was I was already where I needed to be. I just didn't have a right mindset then. But now it's like after seeing that movie, got my head on straight. And I got a clear view of what I'm trying to do. Because thing is, it's not about like clout chasing or anything. It's about the way and the art and the passions that you put into what you're doing. Just do it for the love of the art, not just not to be so standoutish.
mm. Yeah, do it for the passion. Absolutely. Do it for the enjoyment, the love, the fulfillment.
The living.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I just wanted to ask, how what
I said that's such a beautiful movie, by the way.
it is. I can't stop watching this. I watched that movie 10 times.
There's a few movies that I'm like, yes, I can watch that quite a bit.
Yeah,
But that,
I think what happened was back
especially,
then when I was a kid, and like I said, we can talk about anything in this podcast. I think what happened is back then when I was a kid, I watched Cars so many times, like 20 times, because that was my childhood. But since I'm an adult now and like more wiser, I started to understand the message of the movie. Lightning was so focused on winning trophies because fame was everything to him. But at the end of the movie, he starts
mm,
to understand that life is about the journey. Like life is about the journey. Sorry, not isn't. I messed up my words. Life is about the journey, not the finish line. Enjoy the path that you're on right now, not chasing spotlights, because that's just noise. What matters is the story
yeah.
in the end.
The experiences you have along the way, the memories you create, that's what you'll be able to hold on to forever. Like anyone, I don't know how much you might are, like the experience of grief, that's something that you'll always be able to cherish is the memories that you create with someone. And that's grief is one of the things that's promised,
Mm-hmm.
like for everyone. Um, like death is like the one guarantee basically. And I definitely agree that making memories um, and enjoying the time, the present moment, because the future's coming regardless. The past is gone.
Um, there's another. I still have a few more stuff to ask you. I mean, we still got time. Um, How do you protect your peace while still showing up for others as a teacher, creator, and model?
I think knowing your boundaries, like knowing your limits, knowing your boundaries, knowing um, what decisions you need to make. Like if you're something, something I learned um, um, experiencing kind of like part of Fashion Week is to know to like go home and like go to sleep, get enough sleep, um, prepare adequately. Like certain things just become not even a choice but a requirement. That's where I went with this. That's where I was led to. I don't know. You just learn how to choose decisions that are good for you. Parent yourself, basically. Like make wise decisions to allow you as a unique individual and whatever makes sense for you. Um, do those things so that way you can do the things that you're trying to do.
I think that's what some people just need to understand. Like, I have been thinking like some people like it's okay to like do whatever kind of creativity, like whether you're doing like a career, like for example, like me, I might be doing my certificate for cybersecurity. Whether you're doing cybersecurity, teaching, doing art, voice acting, etc. Just remember, it's okay to take a break and just go back and enjoy life too. Because I don't think that's what most people just don't understand these days. And I think it's like, sure, we're not going anywhere. Take the time and just enjoy life and just recharge your batteries before you get back to doing what you love doing. We're not gonna all go anywhere. Sometimes as people need to understand it's okay to take a break if you're tired.
Yeah, yeah. And I know, like, for some people, because I know this goes through my mind myself, like, fighting the algorithm, especially when it comes to, like, those consistency-based apps. Um, I suggest worried about that both ends. So you can take a break and then schedule a post. um,
Definitely.
but also, don't pressure yourself. At the end of the day, we are humans. And our purpose on this earth is not to make our purpose of existing for survival is not to make content for others to consume every single day of our life. We are meant to experience life and to be able to take a deep breath and to be able to allow ourselves rest during the periods when we need to rest. So,
And, yeah, and sometimes being on like those social media platforms, it does take a toll out of you. So
absolutely.
sometimes, and guess what?
Yeah.
Sometimes we just can't do things forever. I mean, look, I read a post from one of my other friends saying like, don't worry. I mean, we all have to age at some point. So it's just
It cut out. You said we all have to what?
I said we all have to age
Rest?
at yeah, we all have to age at some point. I mean, it's inevitable. But my message is just do what we can.
Enjoy it. Do it for the joy. Do it for the joy. It's the age of authenticity and truth, honey. Just do it for the joy.
Um, Next, in a world that often values noise, how do you listen to your intuition?
You gotta become good at recognizing it, or at least differentiating it from other noise, whether that be like your own anxiety or projections, um, or a lot of people, myself previously included. go down a path to appease other people, whether it's society or like people in their life, recognizing when that narrative is playing out versus again when it's like your true intuition, and take breaks from the noise, like take detox breaks from the noise, so that way that also allows you to recognize the difference in even how you feel. Like, no cap, like there was a period where I would turn my phone off and put it in a completely separate room where I would sleep, and I did that for a while, and even that there's a difference in how you feel. So like seriously, uh be intentional with what you consume and when you consume. Like, you're more susceptible to like intake things and like for them to like root down and plant, like the seed be planted or whatever, and like flourish if it's before you go to sleep or right after you wake up. So those are like the times to maybe just be more with yourself, um, be more quiet and still, and at that time, your intuition will tell you what it needs to tell you, and also you'll be able to recognize them as you are navigating the noise of the day or whatever environment you're in.
Yeah, sometimes where there's a lot of stuff going on, it's hard. It's hard to keep up with everything that's going on, everything at once, and you just gotta figure out how you're gonna like you know maintain your sanity, trying to digest all the information that come to you at once. I had to learn that myself. Like I've been on been using technology a lot. Maybe I need to just sit back and do something else. Maybe just go clean up the kitchen or read a book. Read a book for at least 2 hours. There's probably some good stuff in there that you're missing out on. You cut out for a second.
Oh no, I was like mouthing. I said I could read something. A good idea.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Um, what role does gratitude or prayer or any spiritual practice play in your daily life?
I feel like it's important to be grateful for something at least once a day. You don't, even if you don't like say it out loud, like just thinking it in your mind, like just being grateful for something. Ideally, multiple things, but at the very least, just recognizing something. Because, excuse me, with anything operating off of like the thought of like what you think is what is created. If you're grateful for one thing, you'll be able to find gratitude for another thing. Especially in this time where our I heard someone use the word whimsy to describe this, but like your whimsy, your joy, your happiness, your feeling of content, specifically with like the world around you, is being challenged every day for understandable reasons and necessary reasons for it to be challenged with the things that are happening. But just being able to, even if your gratitude is, I'm grateful that loads of people are coming together to go against the wrongs occurring and the people being hurt and et cetera, et cetera. That's something that you can be grateful for. Like the fact that thousands of people actually showed up to Cairo to march for Palestine. Like that's amazing. Like the fact that people cared after the Freedom Flotilla was not able to actually make it to Palestine. Like that was amazing. Like people actually like watched that journey through, regardless of the fact that things are continuously being stopped. There can be optimism that can be poured back into you. by the fact that people are still trying and efforts are not stopping despite the efforts working against them.
I can
I
agree
was really I had to say that.
No, that was perfect. And to be honest, I understand. Lately everything that's been going on in our world today, people are just deciding giving up is not an option. It's not. You just got to figure out how to continue maintaining yourself and persevere and overcome certain obstacles when the odds seem against you. Like there have been a few shows where I watch people, if you don't mind, I will say like let's take My Hero Academia for example. They they kept saying the ones that are always smiling knows that everything's gonna be okay. Those are the ones that will always come out top. And one of those episodes I watched was like, oh shoot, he's getting beat up pretty bad. I was like, he's still laughing and being happy though, because he's like that he's not ready to give up just yet. And it's just like, thing is, I give up when thing is like myself, I give up when it's my time to give up. When I say so.
Okay, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Did I help your case a little bit?
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't. That just made sense to me that you were connecting the two things, but that's beautiful. I'm glad that all just came together in that way. I should watch that show.
Sure, I'll send you the stuff later. One last question, and I'm going to let you know because I know you got stuff to do. If your journey was a message to someone who's lost or stuck, what would that message be? And do you have anything else to say to anybody before we wrap it up?
Oh gosh, what a question. What you believe, what I would want to summarize, what I just like ran through my head, and what I would want that to say to someone else is how I would want to say that to someone else. What you believe possible is what is possible. And when you believe what you believe is possible and you back it by action, it has no choice but to come to fruition. In the same way, if you live in the right environment and climate and you plant seeds the right way and you water them how you're supposed to water them and show up when you're supposed to show up, especially to pick the fruits of your labor, fruits are going to be there. So that's what I would like to leave off with. And I thank you for having me on and having a conversation with me. It was great to chat. I hope everyone listening sticks around because Philip's going to have some great conversations with some pretty cool people on here. So from what I hear, there's some exciting stuff in the mix.
Thanks for that, Bri. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. I think we had some good conversations, some life lessons too. So I just think we might be able to help some people. So appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. All right.
Thank you. You as well. Goodbye, everybody.